Welcome to Quick Poker, everybody. I'm Frank Carlino. Bankroll update 116.91. Daily bonus collection 25 cents. Thanks, Global. Bankroll update 117.16. Spreadsheet update got up to 89.56. The next day just took a huge L at a 24.6% decrease. And then the next day, 18.7% decrease. It went from 89 to 52 in 2 days after slowly grinding it up. I went against what I said I was going to do, and I cashed out 50, and I left myself $2. Because I can't stand doing the 5% rule anymore. We threw the 5% rule out the window, and we just played 10 no limit, way under bankrolled, but it worked out. Hand breakdowns. How do we turn $2 into $117 in like 4 days? This player right here, honestly, just lost his mind. He had like $100 at this table, and some of the other players stacked him or something, and then he just went on serious monkey tilt. Worse than you've ever seen me tilt. And he basically gave me all this money. Early position open. I'm going to do a little feeler 3-bet to try to get an idea what the early position raiser has. I'm not worried about this guy at all. He makes the call, and we flop 4 jacks, and he starts betting into me. Okay, I don't like smooth calling with unbeatable hands because I think it's obvious, but I couldn't think of anything else to do. Plus, I knew he was on tilt and not thinking rationally. So he bets into me. I just call, obviously. Okay, so I expect him to shut down now like everybody does when you have 4 jacks because he obviously doesn't have a jack and he's not going to go too crazy with a 5. If he had pocket 5s, he probably wouldn't be betting right into you. So, we know he has nothing. So how do we proceed? Okay, against half pot bet. Now he's really just repping a jack. Obviously, I could only just call. So I just call. All right, so I expect a check and a shutdown and a check fold at this point. So we see the check. Unfortunately, he didn't just jam. Since I thought he was completely airball bluffing the entire time, jam for value is not the right play here. I actually think about it for a long time, and since I was playing one table and obviously playing on a very short bankroll, I decided to just play good. So I'm playing one table and I'm thinking really hard about every hand, so I thought, I actually am in position and he has nothing. I have to bet really small to hopefully induce him to try some sort of crazy bluff raise. Because if I jam, he insta-folds. If I bet somewhat big, he insta-folds. So after thinking about it for a really long time, I decide to bet 60 cents to try to get him to bluff raise. Okay, he goes for the bluff raise. I insta-jammed, and you're going to see it. He folds when I only had like $1 left. So then you know he really was bluffing. So then he folds for the last $2 after putting heaps in. A good bet on the river by me. I'm not going to say I played it great or anything. He was just on serious monkey tilt. Wake up with ace king. Same guy right here who's betting against me when I have 4 jacks. He's been jamming every hand because now he's down to 31 and he's just on serious monkey tilt. I'm hoping he jams again. I'm snapping ace king, but he doesn't jam. He opens to $5. You'll see. And I just insta jam. Winds up calling with ace-8 suited, and we hold. So there was another one. Now, in this hand, I make a mistake because I thought I had to bluff induce because I thought he had to be completely bluffing the way this hand played out. So I thought I had to do what I did on the other hand, and since I'm in position, I thought I had to induce a bluff. So he limps. I make it 70 because he's calling anything anyway. So there's a flop. He just bets pot. I mean, he could have a queen, right? But obviously too much equity to fold. So we just call. All right, so we're beating everything except a straight flush, which we're not worried about him having. I expect a shutdown, obviously, now. Him to just give up. He bets pot. So this has to be a bluff. Unless he's just so on tilt, he has the king of spades and he's just hoping I call with what? The 10 of spades? What else can I do, right? Besides just call. Now the 3 of spades. Okay. What is he going to bet here? Now I'm expecting a check with the intention of check folding. He bets 3. Okay, so that's like a blocking bet with the king of spades. I mean, even this guy at this point has to have the king of spades. So what I should have done here is probably jam, right? But again, I'm expecting a stone cold bluff, so I pretty much left some money on the table because I'm just trying to raise for him to leave him enough room to bluff, so I only raised him $3.3. He called pretty quickly, so he probably did have the king of spades, so I left $9.36 on the table. Now I raised to 70 because I know he'll jam, and he jams queen 3. And we hold again. $22 to $65. Oh, nice to win 4 buy-ins. I raise king queen suited. I'm going to make a range bet here when he checks to me. He senses weakness in the small bet and raises me, as he always does when I don't have anything. Yeah, this player is very tough. So I have too much equity to fold. And I call. So I like the diamond. I'm still ahead of queen, jack, and 7, which him in particular would raise me with that. He's going to go ahead and actually just like jam the flop. And I felt like I had too much equity, especially against his particular range, and I called. And he actually had the ace-8 of spades. Yeah. Well, we suck out with the jack of diamonds, so it gave me the flush and the straight. It's like on the turn, ace-8 of spades is still 66 to 34% favorite. And he's so tilted from that hand. I'm going to 3-bet big with ace-king suited. I'm never plan on going anywhere. I don't care if he has a pocket pair. Goes for the, look at this. The overbet full jam for 15. Well, effectively for another $10 is what I have. Is he out of his mind? So he's either doing this with pocket queens to try to like trick me into a call by making it look weak. I'm just not folding to him, so I call. And he has jack 10. He jammed a full stack with jack 10. So we're trying to hold, and then he turns the nuts. So this time I'm 65 and he's 34 and he won. We both won with 35% equity, so I guess fair is fair, right? We're even now. Player who's opening too much under the gun. So I like to 3-bet to 10-8 suited to isolate. Smallish 3-bet. Now that I'm looking at it right now, that looks kind of like I should have probably 3-bet a little more. I don't remember exactly what I was thinking, so I let him in. But I have a drawing hand anyway, so if we hit, we hit. So look at that flop. All right, wow. So open-ended straight draw and the flush draw. So you're going to have so much equity against any hand. You're a mathematical favorite against basically everything except sets. So obviously I'm going to c-bet on that flop. Big, because I expect to win the hand. We go by a 3/4 pot. I probably should have bet full pot. We get a call. And we get a call. So bink to queen. Okay, so still losing to king 10. I mean, king 10's in their range. They're going to call with a gut shot, definitely, especially when I bet small. I want to bet big so they raise me and I get it in. Because if we have the same hand, I'm free rolling, and they probably don't have king 10, and they could have plenty of 2 pairs here. So I'm going to bet big now to try to get them to raise me all in. So I bet almost full pot. And the original raiser just calls. I don't love the jack, but he could also have a jack without having a full house. So I bet all in. And he tanks. And it's going to be tough for him to lay down a jack, and he can't do it. And we win a nice $20 pot there. Here, I'm going to open under the gun. And we get 3-bet. That's way too small for me to fold. I mean, queen jack off, never call this, but with a suited hand, you could add a position call. All right, action flop. He probably has the ace. I have the jack. I check to him. Let's see how much he bets. Okay, 80. 80 is not enough. Full pot, I probably fold. He could have a set of aces, even ace-king. So I call. Now I'm going to check. And I pick up the flush draw too, so never folding. It'd be better to be in position, but what are you going to do? $3. Okay. $3.75, I think I fold. 3 with my 2 pair outs. If he just has ace-king, I have 2 pair outs, and I obviously have spade outs. Ace-king of spades, I'm in deep, deep trouble, because then the flush could hit and I could still lose. But he probably doesn't have that, right? Probably just has a set of aces, because why would he bet so little on the flop? All right, spade ball. So, okay, so here, if you're checking here from out of position, I don't know what to tell you. You cannot go for check raises on the river. He's going to check back way too often. So I plan on just lead jamming, and that's what I do. Hopefully he doesn't have ace-king of spades. He needs to lay that down, but he probably just doesn't want to lay down a set. If he had ace-king, he could lay that down, so maybe he had a set. So we win a huge pot there, $34 pot. We see a bunch of limps. I decided to do a little pot sweetener, and then I get 3-bet. I just called the 3-bet. I flopped the 3. So now if he has an ace, I've outflopped him with the 3. I check. He bets only 60, and I call. Now that I pick up the flush draw, now same thing. I have just too much equity. I'm going to have to call if he bets. But let's see what size he uses. Okay, 1.5. I definitely call that. 1.5 is not enough to get me off. And now I river 2 pair. So I am afraid of ace queen. It's not quite like the other hand where I have to bet out because I'm not actually sure I have the best hand right now. But if he has a pocket pair like jacks or even kings, he's probably going to check back. But I'm just too afraid of ace queen. So I accidentally make the perfect move and check. He goes for value, 4.5. And now I think he would only really do that with ace queen. Is he really going for thin value with ace king? So I think he doesn't really have ace king that often, but I can't help myself with 2 pair. And I don't raise, but I just call. And he had ace king, so I mean, I like the value bet from him, honestly. And I'm surprised he didn't check back. Most players there are checking back. So even though he lost that hand, I don't hate his value bet. So we've also have $44 in rake. So if we've never cashed out at all in 2020, what year is it right now? So if we've never cashed out in 2024, we'd have a lot more money in our account. And we maybe be playing some higher stakes would be good for the channel. But I do think the 10-no limit hands are good for the channel. I love playing 10-no limit. I love playing deep stack. And I don't really care about the 5% rule right now. If I go broke with this 117, I'll just cash out my rake and start up again. If you enjoy the content, please like and subscribe. Only need 500 subscribers to get monetized. Trying to get there. If you like high stakes poker, check out this video right here.